and make it happen.
This will be the first of a series of videos I do discussing potential fake news articles in the realm of paranormal and UFOs. So this I saw on Facebook recently, and immediately I thought, wow, well, if that's true, this has to be all over the internet. This would be breaking the media right now. China's lunar rover finds no evidence of American moon landings. So people are sharing this on Facebook, and some are liking it, some are believing it, most probably aren't. But this is worth, I think, looking into, because that has been an ongoing theory for a long time, whether NASA faked the moon landings. But I would imagine that if this were true, China and their officials from China would release this information, it would break the internet, which it hasn't. So I had to look into this. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. A new scandal has happened after high-ranking officials from the Chinese space program called the American moon landing a complete hoax, quote. The Beijing Daily Express reports. Now remember this, the Beijing Daily Express. The claims came after the Chinese moon rover allegedly couldn't find any proof of American landings on the moon. The rover took thousands of photos. After analyzing them, the Chinese discovered that there's no trace of the moon landings. Okay, so two things. One, we already have no citation and no link to the Beijing Daily Express report. Two, there are no images to support this other than a generic rover image. Okay. Now, the Chinese space program has launched a petition already signed by 200 of its high-ranking officials. Again, where is the link to this article? I don't see. This is completely unjournalistic right here. Demanding explanation from the U.S. government and release the classified NASA information, which will finally put an end to the speculations and give definitive proof of the American moon landings. Or maybe it was just an elaborate hoax with the sole purpose to fool the world about its space program capabilities. Whatever the case, they need to come forward and speak the truth. Okay, now some of you out there might say, oh, yes, but I have other proof and evidence that it's fake. Just so you know, I don't believe that. I believe we actually went to the moon. But that's not what this is. This is a separate issue. Okay. The petition has been signed by world-renowned nuclear engineer Yuri Ignatievich Mukin and numbers of other prominent Russian engineers and ex-KGB agents. They're all saying. Whenever you hear that, I hear people saying, they're telling me, then that means someone is usually just pulling something out of thin air or vaguely referencing something that they heard. Well, I'm sorry, but that in the world of facts, that just doesn't work. They're all saying that the Russian government has always been aware of the situation since the early 1970s. So there's no citation who they are, other than this person here. But again, we have no link to show whether they exist or not. The claims are favored by conspiracy theorists who have tried to convince the public for decades that the U.S. hasn't ever landed on the moon. The irony here is this is a fake news article, right? We can tell this already. And yet they're going after conspiracy theorists when, in fact, this article is the conspiracy theorist. Okay, Tuesday, March 28th. Okay, again, we looked at the Beijing Daily Express, so I looked up Beijing Daily Express. It doesn't exist. This is the closest I could find right here, a list of newspapers in Beijing. Let's see, watch this. Here we go. Beijing Daily Newspaper Group. New Beijing newspaper. But there is no Beijing Daily Express. All right. So that means that either they just fabricated this or they pulled it out from somewhere else. And here I found this, March 4th. Not March 4th, I'm sorry. March and February 22nd. No, this was an earlier posting. I couldn't actually get the date on this. If you look, there's just nothing here to show the date. Anyway, so Chinese lunar rover finds no evidence of American moon landings. Beijing top officials of the Chinese space program have come out this week and expressed their skepticism. Okay, now this, on the previous article, it said 200 Chinese officials. Chinese space program already had 200 of its high-ranking Chinese officials. Here, it's 2,000. So this is highly suspect. And again, no citation, no evidence. At least this article says the name of the rover, whereas the previous article just said the Chinese rover, which seems like someone was just trying to make something up on the fly to get some clickbait and make some money off of advertising. And there's nothing wrong with making money off of advertising, but it should be done in an honest way. Okay, so again, Chinese Communist Party even stated blah, blah, blah. These recent allegations have given credence to conspiracy theorists who have been claiming for decades that America has never gone to the moon. Again, there's nothing here to support this. It's total bunk. The World Daily News Report, however, makes it kind of look legit, though, right? It's much more so than this socialconsciousness.com. So I can see how people are fooled. So then I also looked around and I found this at the Sun. China moon photos prove landing was faked as crackpots stop mystery chalk lines. Mystery chalk lines. Interesting. I wouldn't call that a chalk line, but okay. UFO hunters say chalk line spotted in the photo prove the Chang'e 4 mission as part of an elaborate hoax pushed by the Chinese government. So one page says it's the Chinese that are hoaxing. Other people are saying it was the U.S. that was hoaxing all along. It starts getting very troublesome if that's all countries are doing, or just creating fake moon landings. I just feel like countries have better things to do with their time, especially if you have black ops and black budgets, where you can be investing your money into really top secret technology. This just seems kind of pointless to me, but that's my personal opinion. You may disagree, if that were the case. And so anyway, I'm calling this out as fake news, real fake news, because it is 100% completely fabricated. All right, if you like today's content, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you have any ideas for future content, just let me know. And I'm going to end it here with scientists gather to contemplate the Great Silence, which I read in last week's Paranormal Now episode. And this just made me feel good, because you have a grouping of scientists that have come together and are seriously discussing, if aliens have visited us, why don't we see them? Or are they not visiting us in the first place? And so things that were used to be considered more speculative in the world of paranormal is now not so speculative. And then scientists are openly discussing these ideas, and thank goodness for that. All right, so until next time, live in the mystery.
Janeway out.